From the classroom and into the studio and back to the classroom, this is ESL Today, broadcasting from Anne Arundel Community College in Arnold, Maryland. And now, from his studio in the basement of the Science Building, here's Kirk.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of ESL Today. I'm Kirk Palchevsky, and this is episode 56. Today on the program, we will cover how to compose letters, specifically personal letters and business letters. We'll go over the format and give you some examples of that. Oh, and we do have a special guest today on the program. I'll tell you about that and much more right here on this edition of ESL Today. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the program, everyone. As I said during the intro, today we are going to get into how to compose letters, personal and business letters. But before we get into that, let's go to our political segment and meet our special guest. All right, today on our Political One-on-One, we have Donald Trump on the phone from New York. Donald Trump, thank you very much for taking the time to be on the program. I want to start by asking you a general question about politicians. Now, what specifically separates you from the types of politicians that we have become accustomed to seeing year after year after year? I mean, they say they have more experience than you do, and therefore they would make a better president than you. What do you say to that?
I watch as politicians are trying to claim that, and that's okay with me. You know, they're all talk, no action, so they won't do anything anyway, just so you understand. I've watched the politicians. I've dealt with them all my life. They will never make America great again. They don't even have a chance. They're controlled fully by the lobbyists, by the donors, and by the special interests. These politicians, they run and they run and they win, and sometimes they lose, and they keep running. That's all they do is run. Most of them don't know what they're doing. They just run.
All right. Well, let's talk about international relations. You have received a lot of criticism about comments you have made toward Mexico. Would you like to speak to that?
I respect Mexico, but their leaders are too smart for our leaders because we have stupid leaders, okay?
All right. Well, what about free trade with these countries, such as in the NAFTA agreement? Do you have a problem with free trade, Mr. Trump?
Free trade can be wonderful if you have smart people.
All right. Well, speaking of free trade, you have spoken quite a bit about the trade deficit between the U.S. and China, and the U.S. and Japan, and the U.S. and Mexico, but more so with the about the trade deficit between U.S. and China. What would you do differently in doing business with China, specifically in terms of trade?
We give state dinners to the heads of China. I say, why are you doing state dinners for them? They're ripping us left and right.
All right, and lastly, we have to talk about Hillary before we go. Now, recently in a speech, she made a comment directed at you. I'm going to play the comment, and I'd like to come back and get your response.
I have just one word for Mr. Trump. Basta.
Hillary Clinton's going to be a horrible president.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Trump. It was a pleasure, and it was very interesting and very informative, and I really appreciate you taking the time, and I bid you a good day. Thank you, sir. All right, time now to get a check on the weather from around the country, and let's go to the National Weather Desk. All right, today we head back up to Warren, Vermont to Sugarbush Ski Resort to check the weather conditions there. And you are looking at a live shot of the guys headed down the slopes, where today it's 57 degrees with rain showers expected, 70% chance of precipitation, winds out of the west at 10 miles per hour. And then on Saturday, 49 degrees with PM rain showers, chance of precipitation 50%, winds out of the southwest at 12 miles per hour. And then on Sunday, temperatures drop to 25, snow showers expected. And on Monday, up to 29, but still more snow showers expected. Now look at these guys. Aren't they amazing? 3 of them are just fantastic. Well, there's a 4th guy you don't see, and that's Jeff Guinness, the videographer, and he is incredible that he can ski that way, carrying a camera and keeping a steady shot. All of you are fantastic, and that's the weather from Vermont. Now back to you. Time now to go to our health segment and check in with our health authority, Dr. Discretion. Hello. Did you know that on average women say 7,000 words per day approximately? Well, men say only 2,000 words per day. Why is that? Because the women won't let the men speak. This is Dr. Discretion saying live healthy and live long. All right, well, as promised, today's lesson will be on composing letters, so without any further delay, let's go to the classroom. Here's an example of a Dear John letter sent when a girl breaks up with her boyfriend. After reading the letter from Maria, John was very sad. After wiping away his tears, John decided to write back to Maria. Before writing the letter, John asked all of his friends for any pictures they had of women, sisters, aunts, girlfriends, etc. Then John composed and sent the following letter with all of the pictures enclosed. Did you notice that in the business letter example, the greeting said Dear Sir or Madam rather than a proper name? This is an acceptable generic greeting that can be used when you are not writing to a specific person at the company. However, if you need to write to a specific person directly, you would use his or her proper name and title. And that's our show for today. For all of us here at ESL Today, this is Kirk saying thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing all of you again next time, right here, for the next episode of ESL Today. Maria, take a letter, Maria. Address it to my wife. Tell her I won't be coming home because I've had a rough life. Are we still on? Why didn't you tell me we were still rolling? You know my wife watches this show. Who's that calling on my phone? My wife? I knew it.